Make women the enemy. Why exploit them for profit? Red pill, black pill, MGTOW, manosphere. Do you belong to any of these He-Man woman hater clubs? Do you think of women as something to avoid? Do you fear women will emotionally damage you or take your resources? Do you think women will steal your respectability by her lack of morals and fidelity? Well, do you feel the same way about your own mother, your grandmother, your sister? No? Why not? They're female too, aren't they? So, why do you think all of the females you aren't related to is being the enemy? Well, I'll tell you. Because it's profitable at the moment for you to think that way, and in capitalist countries, profit seems to trump everything else, even common sense. It started a few generations ago with women being fed a line of crap about men opposing them and keeping them from competing against them in the workforce. This started a movement of men bashing, spurred on by feminism. The powerful media promoted this for decades. At the same time this was taking place, men were gradually being feminized. Why, you may ask? Again, it's for profit, and it's working like a charm. Let's just generalize for a moment. Who spends more money on themselves for everyday maintenance, men or women? Who is more likely to get cosmetic surgeries and procedures done on themselves, men or women? When it comes to spending their own money on someone else, ask yourself, who is more likely to pay for their dates, men or women? Who is more likely to be responsible for the bulk of the bills in a marriage, even if both spouses are working, the man or the little woman? Even when men make large purchases like buying a home or a sports car, there's a good chance his choice is being made on the possibility of attracting a woman, impressing a woman, or keeping a woman. Women, they've created a juggernaut out of a cosmetic industry that's virtually recession-proof because the last thing they want to let go is their illusion of youth and beauty. Like most any other business that exploits ways to profit, this battle between the sexes has been very useful in profit growth. In my link below, you can go to a video I recently did about the profitability of bad relationships that goes into greater details about this subject. Listen, we are being divided and conquered in the name of profit, and most of us are so busy on the hamster wheel of life that it's hard to see the damage it's doing to us all. Men, women are not your enemy. They are naturally wired by evolution to think in terms of provisioning. This has been painted to look like gold digging to the majority of men who don't seem to do well with women. Once a young man has been rejected a few dozen times, like most of us average guys have been, it's easy to accept the woman or evil gold digger's excuse as a reason for his failure. Then he doesn't ever have to do the hard work required to excel as a respectable man. He is free to go his own way with the rest of the MGTOW guys and whine like little bitches. Women, men are not your enemy either. Early men were taught to protect their women, because without you women, our bloodline will die, and so our communities will. And that is something that no sane person would ever want. These early men rarely viewed their housewives as someone to oppress, but someone to shelter and protect the best way they knew how. Nothing's perfect, folks. Nowhere in the animal kingdom. Even the planet we live on is constantly trying to kill us, be it through floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, or disease. None of us are born knowing what we're doing, and sometimes bad things happen to good people. But damn it, stop whining and bitching about how bad you've got it. Everyone has a sad story. Do you want to hear mine? Tough shit, I have no intention of telling you. Men, act manly. That means be honorable, respectful, and responsible. And for goodness sake, will you tell your women the truth? Stop trying to be politically correct. It doesn't help. Women, understand your value. If you're wondering where your white knight is that would fight for his lady fair, well, the reason this knight would fight to the death was because he was fighting for innocence. You see, The fair part of lady fair generally referred to a virgin. Keep this in mind. We as human beings are hardwired to protect innocence, be it an infant, a helpless pet, or a young woman. There are very few things that will anger us any more than something we perceive to be innocent as being abused, molested, or mistreated. But when have you ever heard the story of a knight in shining armor fighting for his favorite slut, or 304? Never. That's right. Never. Your value as a woman has a great deal to do with your level of innocence. Please understand this and pass it on to your daughters. Listen, businesses exploiting people's weaknesses aren't going anywhere. It's just how business is done. Understanding what is going on is up to each consumer so that he or she isn't misled. Be aware of this consumer confusing white noise and make better choices. A fool and his money are soon separated, and we have created a technologically driven economy that attempts to make fools of us all. Stop being foolish and understand that we are at the top of the food chain because of our ability to be social. So, try being social. Be well and survive.
Thanks for watching. If you like this content, remember to like, subscribe, and share. Comments and suggestions are always encouraged.